Welcome in, everyone. We're going to be doing a new Discord overview. There's been a lot of changes where I'm also combining some things, and I've started doing a lot more data breakdowns as well. So I kind of wanted to do a new Discord overview. So we're just going to kind of go through the channels, look at everything. I'm just going to kind of talk about the product a little bit here at first. So before we had it set up where it was Stock Hub or Keith's research folder, and or you could get both at the same time. So I've updated it. So this is only a one tier package now. So it's $38 a month right now, and in the future here the price is going to be increasing. We're going to be adding a lot of more pro tools as well. So right now is the best time to get in because you're going to be technically a legacy member and you will be locked in at this $38 a month for life unless you cancel and come back. But there's going to be a pretty big price increase here, just with a lot of the new tools that we're going to get having, and Keith doing more live streams as well. But we're going to go through the channels here, and for those that have been in the Discord, you kind of know them, but I kind of want to go through it for people that aren't in Discord. So we are going to get started here then. So again, if you're new, this is a good place to start out and kind of see that overview. Again, if you're in here, there's kind of some channel changes, a couple new channels as well. So a really great place to kind of start. So starting up here, trading floor, this is where we do all of our lives. I do all my lives up here in the trading floor. So all the flow recaps, all the live streams, all that fun stuff's in here. Traders Lounge, this is for members that would like to talk amongst each other, all that. Announcements, pretty self-explanatory here. Any major announcements are up here. Anything new, anything like that. So community rules, again, very self-explanatory. Just rules that you need to kind of go by. Disclaimer, again, we're not a financial advisory group at all. This is a chat room that provides just basic chatting, and we mostly talk about stocks and all that. And this is one thing that I do like to tell people too. If you come up here to the top of each channel and click this, I do have details about the channel in here as well too, so feel free to kind of do that here. Verified links. There's a lot of spam bots on Discord that try to get you to chill and all that stuff. I will never ask you for money in a message or anything. And if I do, please message me and report them. Anything, any link that would be viable would be in this Anthony's verified links. So onto the flow deck here. So main chat, self-explanatory, members chat, I chat in here, pretty actionable all day. A lot of people talk about stocks, flow, whatever. Daily briefing, so we get two of these. I will give you a briefing in the morning and a briefing in the evening. So like tonight, the briefing is for tomorrow, so just kind of touching over a little bit of what's going to be going on that next day. And on Sundays, I do a weekly outlook here, so I'm going to pop this up just so everyone can kind of see what it looks like. So the weekly outlook, I go in depth into everything in the week here, so this is a pretty long read. It's giving you all the information on the releases, just lots of data that's very important for the upcoming week here. So that is posted every Sunday, so you get a really deep breakdown on the upcoming week, kind of like you see on X, but obviously more detailed. But again, you'll get an evening briefing and a morning briefing here. Market Tide, this is updated every half hour, and I'll put in data. I finally got smart and made some templates, so it's just plugging in the data here. It's really informative for everybody, so you're going to get this every half hour, every day, obviously. So a really good channel there. And again, you can just come up here, and I do have breakdowns on kind of how to read the stuff and all that as well here. Market Wealth channel, self-explanatory. Members can post their wins here if they want. You don't have to if you don't want to, but just nice place for members to kind of post their wins. Questions channel, this channel's also pretty popular. It's like a chat, but almost like the main chat, but kind of just more questions related. So questions about flow, all that. And again, just another chat where you can do that. Sports chat, again, another one to, obviously people talk about sports in here. It's simple there. Spreadsheet tracking. Again, so my flow recaps that you see come out here on every Friday, Saturday. This is the spreadsheet here. So if you haven't seen the spreadsheet, I will show everybody. So like this is what it looks like here. If Excel wants to open. So again, I just put all the flow in here. So there's certain channels that are tracked, and I will touch on that in the next section here. So this next section is very important to pay attention to. But all the flow is posted in here for that week. So any flow coming in from the previous Friday to the next Friday will be tracked. So last Friday, the 13th flow will be in this flow recap as well. And then the 17th flow will be in next week's flow. So you get the video and then the spreadsheet to go along with it. So the trading zone now, this is your big area. This is where all the flow alerts are, all the flow, all the trade ideas, all that stuff. So I'm just going to kind of do a little scan over here. There are certain channels that are tracked and there are certain channels that are not tracked. Your flow alerts, your ETF flow alerts, and your flow and charts channels. Those are the three that are tracked. So I'm gonna kind of show everybody the channels here, and I'm gonna touch on them again at the end. So again, you get your piece of flow, you get your contract details, and please keep in mind that the flow is time sensitive. If you come in October 16th here, and you want to get these Google puts, and you see the average was 364, and they're trading at 420, 430. You probably don't want to do that. Just keep in mind everything's time sensitive, and I'm always on the computer here, so if you got a question about the flow, please ask in the main chat or questions chat, and I can pull it easily for you too. But all the data is in here, so you can easily just kind of throw it in and easily track it. So this is just your flow alerts, and again, this channel is tracked. And if you come up here too, so I want to touch on this as well. Everything is a buy unless I specifically say selling calls or selling puts. You will see that next to the chart. You will not miss it. Otherwise, everything is ask side, buying calls, buying puts. So again, please pay attention to the descriptions in the channels. I don't put them there for fun. I put them there for everybody so they can know. Again, ETF flow alerts. Same setup as the flow alerts. Long-term flow. So this flow is any flow over 100 days, and this flow can overlap earnings. So please pay attention to that. And again, your description up here, and again, I will let you know if it's selling premium. You will clearly see that. Earnings flow, obviously, we all know earnings is a big gamble pretty much. So this is kind of your, I'd say, earnings, casino flow type stuff here. Please be cautious on this stuff. And this flow will end on the week of earnings. So like you can see, this is 11/21 2.5 call. Earnings is on 11/19, so it ends that week. So it's that weekly expiration of the same date of earnings. Flow and charts here. So this is, and I'm going to kind of redo this channel a little as well. So, because I do trade the flow alerts as well. I have a lot of people ask me, what am I trading, all that. And I was trying to do this channel as my channel where I'm doing my full position, but obviously managing everything, it kind of is a lot of work. So I'm just going to kind of lay them out here like this, where you have your plan and risk, and I will tell you on the chart where I am going to cut if it's something. It's hard to update trades when you're answering 100 questions a day and managing market tides and looking for flow. So and everybody has a different risk tolerance as well too, but I will tell everybody where I'm going to cut on trades and stuff. But if you like a different setup, or you're more willing to let a contract go red, that's kind of how that's going to be. So this will be a channel where it's technical analysis and flow essentially. Spotlight flow, and I might rename this channel. So again, this is flow that looks interesting to me, but it might not match my qualifications. So And typically this flow comes from my hottest contracts and highest volume, but recently I've been kind of putting it in their intraday as well too. So you will see like the Intel flow here. It's earnings in 8 days. This isn't earnings flow. This is long-term flow, and I mean, like, you can see the it's not a full ask side candle. And like when I'm looking at my flow alerts, the flow alerts are tracked because the flow matches my criteria, as in the spot increasing, IV increasing. It's my textbook flow essentially. So this is flow that's interesting, but it's not textbook essentially. Or it could be something like the UROIs here, where it's 93 days out and you're already 8% on the day. Like, the flow looks good, but you're already up 8%. So again, this is why this section's not tracked. So those are the trading alerts. So again, flow alerts, ETF flow alerts, flow and charts tracked. And I'm gonna kind of, again, that flow and chart section, just kind of a little work in progress here, especially on the spreadsheet, how that's gonna get tracked. So now we're gonna move on to Keith's section here. So you got Keith's chat here. He's dumping knowledge in here all day. Dumps in Cabrera daily notes in here as well. So lots of knowledge in here as well. And when you get Keith's program here, he does have a G drive. So there's a G drive access. So if you are joining Keith, or well, if you're joining Stock Hub now, because you don't have the split split Discords anymore, please for now, where I'm working on getting this more automated, but please send Keith here your Gmail account, and he will add you to his G Drive access, and he sends hundreds of reports every morning in there. So there's tons of reports that you can't get anywhere unless you have this type of package. So Keith's trades, again, he's posting his trades in here as well, and he does a lot of vertical spreads and all this other stuff here too as well. So you can see all his trades in here, and he's trying to update them intraday, morning, at night. So that is a big spot there. Chart insights, he's just kind of putting out some data here on charts as well. So he does a lot of that stuff there. So the research folder, this is what's actually in the G Drive. We actually kind of update it. So you will get all this stuff in the morning into the G Drive. So you'll get a lot of this data here. So like, we'll just look at this one here. I'm just picking one here. So I mean, you'll get a lot of high level data here that you can't get anywhere else unless you have subscriptions and all that. Keith's live discussion. This is where Keith will hold his live streams. So when you're joining now, obviously it's going to be a one combined package. So Keith's live streams are going to be here, and mine will be at the top there. So payout picks, please ignore this right now. We're working on getting in a sports betting section. Now we're going to get into the data. So I have a morning market data and evening market data here. So morning market stats here. I'm pulling in your pre-market gainers, losers, and you're going to get all this data broken down for you, so you don't have to sit there and actually read it. Well, you'll get the highlights from it, so you'll have to still kind of read a little of it, but you'll get all that stuff here, and I'll give you a little overall breakdown of what I'm seeing here. So lots of data there. Open interest changes. This one's more simple. I'm just going to kind of point out the open interest changes here from the ask side and bid side flow here. Analyst ratings, you're going to have a deeper breakdown on these. I'm going to kind of pull in some of that data here. I'm going to let you know what's being maintained, initiated, downgraded, all of that here. So lots of data here as well with the charts there. Your daily gamma, I will update this pre-market as well, and then daily gamma updates again after open. So this will, I just kind of put in some little notes here. Again, daily gamma shouldn't just be kind of, there's certain ways to use gamma. So again, if you're kind of newer to this, please actually know how to use gamma instead of just trying to guess on something. But I can't really update the total volume gamma all day just because it's milliseconds where it's changing. It would almost be impossible. Your crypto whales channel, so again, deep breakdowns on this every morning here as well, so you'll get a lot of data here. SPY Max Pain, can't really dive super deep into that. Max Pain is just, that's self-explanatory, where the puts and calls will, market makers would collect the most premium for puts and calls if they expired at like 662 today. Congressional trades, I'm pulling in congressional trades here, so you'll see all the prices, all that data here as well, and I'll give you kind of a little breakdown on the stuff here as well too, and you get all the data here also. So now your evening market stats, these come out after market close. I'll tell you the market stats from today. So you're going to get your top gainers, losers, unusual volume, most active stocks, little breakdown on what sectors are seeing hit and all that. So a good channel there as well. Insider transactions, I'm going to, again, pop in your transactions from the day, and I'll kind of tell you what I'm seeing here. I'll put in notes also as well. Typically, you're going to see a lot of sells versus buys. Top tickers by net premium here, so I'm going to go over your top tickers right here, your top impact chart, your data's here as well. For SPY, this was a request that was just put in. This is a new channel. Again, this is your SPY net premium. You do your holdings, and then I'm touching on the highest volume and highest open interest contracts. Again, breaking all that data down here for you. Hottest contracts here. So these are my filters for the ask, bid, and ETF flow here. So again, everything's here, and I'll kind of put a little blurb here at the bottom as well too. Highest volume contracts. This is, did I not update this today? Oh, it is the 15th. I was like, where's that update? Again, you're going to get your ticker, your contract, how much volume, how much that contract's changed in the day, and just kind of some notes on it. I like to add in notes, especially for newer traders that are trying to learn this as well. So a lot of notes in here. Great to learn that. Sector flow here. Again, just going to kind of touch on the sectors, what went on throughout the day, kind of just touch on everything after open. Market map, this is kind of a new tool of unusual whales. Again, kind of touching on everything that happened here, kind of looking at the chart. I'll pull in the thing like OMER was up over 150 some percent today, I think. About 150. So big move on that, and like to kind of do that there. Your economic data breakdowns. So again, I will break down all of the major pieces that I put in the weekly outlook here, so, or daily outlook, whatever you want to say it. So take a peek here. So like today's Fed Beige Book, I'm going to put in all the notes I can pull from that Fed Beige Book, and just kind of touch on the districts, all that stuff. And we do it for obviously CPI, PPI when the government's open, and we just, yeah, I mean, like you see FOMC minutes, and it's been a little quiet now, obviously, with the government shut down. The reports aren't all coming out, so we're not getting everything that we should be getting. Like, typically you're getting every week's initial and continuing claims. That's one that's missing. Earnings breakdown, this is big right now. Then this is a great place for investors. If you're investing in the actual company, I highly suggest kind of looking at this, because I do have a background in finance. So I'm going to go over the highlights here, your guidance, your good parts of the report, just other parts, bad parts, your income statement, cash flow, balance sheet, all that info is in here. Kind of how I'd see the stock impact. And when I go through the earnings, what I do is I do not look at the stock. I don't like to look at the actual movement of the stock. I try to do my long-term or my stock impact. This is the part where I don't like to look at the stock movement. I will do this based on the report on how I see it. So like long-term bullish here on UAL based off the report and numbers. So market reaction will be different as well, but I'm just telling you what I see in the future based on the report. And daily economic events. So now we're just getting kind of the end where it's just basic data. Getting your events for the next day, your data for your data from that day, and then your events for the next day. Earnings, again, another one that I'm starting to put a lot more effort in here. So you're going to see the implied move here, all that info here. Weekly earnings, this is updated every Friday, so everything that's on this list will get broken down. Dividends for the week here, and I'm going to actually start diving into data a little bit more on this as well starting this week. your weekly major releases, and again, this is covered in the report, so everything in the weekly outlook is broken down in here. And again, obviously, government shutdown. Monthly major releases, this is kind of thrown out of the book this month, but I'm going to kind of put in all the info here, so good to keep this as a calendar on the side. You get your monthly seasonality trends here, and I'm going to start diving into this a little bit more as well too. Your stock trader's almanac for the week, so you get this for every week here. Don't say anything about this, not supposed to post that. And then I have some news channels here as well. So Unusual Whales News, and I do have multiple news channels here because I know there's some that certain people like. If you want to mute a channel, just right click on it, go to your notifications, and just do nothing, and you can mute channels that you don't want. You can do that for anything. You can do that for the main chat. You can, if you want to go in the main chat and you only want to see only at mentions, etc. So, but yeah, these are your news channels here. I have my Twitter feed here. Snorlax is also a excellent flow trader. Anybody that you see on here would have an excellent feed. So Snorlax, really good flow trader. Walter Bloomberg, just again another news channel. Unusual Whales Twitter, I like feed to have come in here. Kobayashi Letter, a lot of people like his data as well. And then I always want to say Stoner Man, but Nick's Twitter feed here as well. And then you come down here to the learning zone. So all my live streams, so the flow breakdowns, all my videos that go on YouTube can be found in here. Downloadable guides. So this is all your learning resources in here. Everything in here, you have all your beginner guides, tons of data, just tons of information here. And this is a great spot if you're a new trader to kind of hang out in, and you can get my filters in here as well too. So lots of data in here. This is a great spot for beginners to hang out. Market resources, I just kind of have some holiday calendars, trading checklist, candles, stuff, just some basic knowledge here that can kind of help you out. Helpful websites, these are websites that I use to kind of get information if I need it from. Again, YouTube videos, all my YouTube videos will get popped in here as well. So that's kind of just the overview of the Discord, and I do want to touch on one more thing, sorry. If you come up here, so there is the free Unusual Whales buy here too. So if you just do the / here, you can pull it up, and you can pull up flow, and you can kind of pull up a bunch of other info in here as well too. Like you want to look at Unusual Whales, like analyst flow, big flow chart, and you get, I think it's 6 a day to use. So, and in the future we're gonna look if I can get more people to actually use the bot. I would like to get the paid Unusual Whales bot, but if nobody's using it, kind of a waste. But yeah, so these are built in here, and yeah, I mean that's kind of the overview of the Discord. Great community, great people. I mean, it's a great place to learn, ask questions. People are really friendly here. So, but that's all I got. And again, please remember the price will be increasing, and if you are in here already, you do not have to worry about that at all. You will stay locked in at your level where you're at now, and if you leave and come back, then you would have to pay the higher price. But there's going to be a pretty big price increase, so please, 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 if you're interested in joining, now is the time to join. So, all right, everybody, happy trading.